Welcome to Love from Lisha for an extra dose of love in your day. Today we'll be talking about what's meaningful about the types of people that we're attracted to. Do you ever notice how sometimes we or others are drawn to people or others are drawn to us who are quite different? And in thinking about it, it doesn't really make sense. This is not the type of person that I would normally be drawn to, but there's something about them, about their energy that I feel drawn to, or there's some reason that they're drawn to me that doesn't quite make sense. And often it's really about who we are and who we're looking to become. We are drawn to people that bring out parts of us because of who they are that we want brought out even more, that we want to express even more fully. An example for me is when I was in my 20s. I had grown up very conservative, traditional, some would say proper, very much about presenting myself in a way that was ladylike and very demure, and that's what was well looked upon. That's what was acceptable. And so I was living within a very kind of restricted part of who I was. And I noticed that as I got older, I was drawn to what some would call kind of bad boys, where, they were more risk takers and they were kind of challenging me a bit more to just loosen up, to be less inhibited. And it was a stretch and it was uncomfortable at times, not uncomfortable to the point where I was going against my own morals or values, but where I was kind of pushing my boundaries in a way that was exciting, that was appealing. It was so liberating to really feel that that was desirable and acceptable for me to just loosen up more and being able to embrace both sides of myself and know that I could be me, but also have these other sides. And in that phase, it was really helpful to be with people that made me feel that was something that was desirable and something that was risky but rewarding. And that's one example of, being pulled in that area. And so it's almost like a pendulum where, the pendulum was here and then it swung over here and then it came back, but not quite where it was before. Or another example is like a rubber band. You stretch it. When you let go of it, it's going to come back a little bit, but not as far back as it was. As people, we long to stretch ourselves, to grow, to expand, and we seek out people who will help facilitate that. As a coach, that's one of the things that I do with clients. They're looking to accelerate their growth and their learning to become more of who they want to become and to accelerate that process. Another example that I experienced of someone who was drawn to me for something that they were looking to bring out more in themselves was an individual who wasn't good about taking accountability and making good choices. And I was very good with all of that, very responsible, very thoughtful, very intentional. And it was interesting as that friendship evolved and there was kind of, almost this balancing of me letting go a bit and him being able to live more responsibly. As our relationship developed, I noticed the dynamic that we had on each other. I was able to be okay with being a little bit less controlled and inhibited, and he was okay with having a little bit more structure, being more responsible, and there was this groundedness that came about for him as a result. And in later years, he thanked me for the influence that I had on who he became as a result of our time together. When I was embarking on my professional life and looking to grow in who I was professionally, I was drawn to people who were maybe 10 to 15 years older than me, who had been there and done that and had this wisdom and this confidence. And I was so intellectually drawn to them to learn from their experiences and to feel that energy and to aspire to that. It gave me this vision of who I wanted to become. We look to those who will help us bring out certain qualities in ourselves. We might be drawn to someone who's very assertive, very strong in their manners, and in a way we find that to be a little bit uncomfortable, but also there's something to admire about that. And maybe that's something that we want to pull out of ourselves more, to be more courageous and more fierce, and to let ourselves be inspired by that other person, to feel that energy and to internalize it, can be extremely valuable. When you're noticing that you or someone else is drawn to someone that seems really different from them, maybe out of character, stop to consider, what is it about this person that I feel really drawn to, that is so intriguing, but also maybe creates a little bit of discomfort, a little bit of the kind of makes you a little bit squirmy, but like in a good way, not in a creeped out way. And then look into yourself and say, is that interesting to me? Is that something that I would like to have more of? Is this what I'm looking to get from these interactions? And then you can make sense of it and then make the most of those interactions. What comes to mind for you? Are there people from your past or your present? Or are there people that you might want to meet if you're looking to bring out a more adventurous spirit, be more of a risk taker? Then spending time with people that have those qualities could be helpful. If you're looking to be more calm, more grounded, being with people that have that kind of mellow personality to themselves can be valuable. And yes, it's going to feel different. It's going to feel a little bit awkward because, as the saying goes, birds of a feather flock together. We tend to be with people who are like-minded, who have similar personalities, and that's great. Those are our people. That's our community. That's who we connect with. It's also really valuable to be with others who are different than we would normally be drawn to. Consider who in your past or present you've been drawn to and what qualities they had that you were really attracted to, and why, and who you became as a result. Please share your thoughts and your reflections in the comments section. If you like this video, please click like, share, subscribe, click the bell to be notified of upcoming episodes. And for more about me, my website is coachlisha.com. Until next time, with more love from Lisha. Bye.